finally get to play somebody else instead of scrimmaging each other. Just how much of a test will this be to kind of get everybody out on the floor against a real team?
I think our players really are working really hard. The ones that are healthy, and we don't have a full roster, but the ones that are healthy will come out and play hard and play as if it's their last game. That's the way we want to approach every single game that we play this year.
The health, who's not going to play?
Who's not going to play? Yeah. Asia Wilson, not going to play. Danye Clowney, not going to play. Who else? Shea Kali is probably not going to play. Asia Doja, not going to play. Tiff Mitchell is going to play. How about that? So we lose a few and we gain a few. Jatari White will play. So, it's good for both of those players who have been out for a while. It's unfortunate for some of the other ones that, like a Danye Clowney who was going to be great for us, but she'll be out for a while. She's got an injury that will keep her out for a few games, and hopefully we'll get her back. She'll heal up pretty quickly, and we'll get her back maybe sooner than we're anticipating.
What kind of injury?
She's got a hand injury. She's got a hand injury.
And the other three, what are they dealing with?
Wilson, foot injury. She could probably go, but we're just gonna hold her out. Kali, hip pointer, and Asia Doja, ankle, sprained ankle.
None of those look too serious?
No, not too serious. Asia re-injured it. She was out for a few days and then wanted to practice today, but just kind of, competed and taking charges, being half healthy. That's real smart of her.
Outside of Clowney, none of these should linger to Ohio State, should they?
No, it always seems like, once we get closer to the regular season, everybody seems to mend up fairly quickly. So we'll
practice,
it'll be right.
Yeah.
Are you looking forward just to getting in front of a crowd, I guess?
Yeah, I think that'll be some adjustments, for some players that haven't played a whole lot of minutes for us. So we're looking forward to having a big crowd and getting out and making that adjustment. And, they haven't played in front of a crowd, like we draw in months. So I think it will be a big adjustment, the excitement, adrenaline for them. But hopefully they'll play under control.
Playing Newberry, how did that come about? Was it just a local team, not too far away?
Yeah, I mean we try to play the local players. I mean the local programs. A lot of them call us and want to play us, just to kind of measure themselves against better competition. Much like what we do. Much like what we do in our non-conference, and we want to play better competition so we can measure ourselves.
Dawn, you mentioned that with Tiff being out, a lot of the players were able to kind of flourish. So with some of these being out in a game situation, can that be a helpful thing?
I think at this point, I want us to get better mentally. I think physically we're good. It's just we're going to be tested from a mental standpoint all season long. And it's a way for those players that haven't gotten a whole lot of or aren't going to play, just watch the game and kind of understand it. So when their number's called, they'll be able to answer it.
Yeah, starting lineup in mind.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment.
Is there one thing in the preseason that is kind of concerning you that you'll be kind of looking at tomorrow night to see if they've made improvements on?
Yeah, the amount of people that's on the bench that are injured. That's the biggest concern, at this point. If we can stay healthy, when we've been healthy all season long is when we've had our best seasons. So we got to figure out a way to make sure that we have, our full roster. So we'll be a team to be reckoned with if we can go, 14 deep.
How has Tiff looked coming back to practice?
The first day she practiced, she looked rusty. Yeah. She was just she was amped up. Yeah. She just came out, shot herself out of the cannon, and just kind of played fast. Today, she looked like she was in mid-season form. And I haven't seen, that in a long time. Just, we've been practicing for a little over a month now, and to not have someone, as good as Tiff. She makes so many people better. It was good to have her out there on the floor.
Polls came out the other day. You guys are number 2. Did you even look at them? Did it even register?
I sure didn't. I learned through Twitter what it was. I think it was exciting last year, but this year I think we are, we're different. We want to work on us. We want to, I think our expectation is not to be, number 2 in anybody's poll at the end of the season. So we're looking forward to just kind of, living up to our own expectations.
Well, looking back to last year when you guys were ranked so highly, how did the girls handle it, and how do you expect them to handle it differently? Do you expect them to handle it a little bit differently this year?
No, I think it's like putting on an old shoe. I think it fits. Fits for who we're bringing back, and it fits our expectation as far as being one of the top teams in the country. And I think this team has always been one that they have short memories, so they play each moment for what it is. So we play Newberry tomorrow. They'll focus in on winning that game.
Speaking of that, have you game planned and scouted and getting it ready for next week with Ohio State with this game, or is you going in a little cold on this one?
Well, we're going in a little cold, just because so many people are out, and I don't want to waste a moment, and I think you can get their attention a little bit more when they're able to play, but we'll get them right, just the beginning of next week. We've started some preparation. We didn't tell them that's what we're doing, but I don't think you can spring it on a game preparation like we normally do, which is basically 2 days out before we play someone. So we'll start a little bit early just so we can get their focus.